It is absolutely possible to experience joy and feel unhappy simultaneously. Joy is a deeper, more enduring emotion that comes from within, while happiness is often tied to external circumstances. Welcome to Living Life in Color Again, the podcast for anyone who has lost a loved one to homicide. I'm your host, Kimberly Christopher. Let's open today's episode with a question. Are bereaved people allowed to have fun? The answer is yes, of course. I was a member of a homicide support group, and many of our video calls were full of laughter. I often joked that if someone accidentally joined our call, they would be shocked to know that we were a support group for homicide survivors. There were as many moments of levity as there were sadness. We are humans, and we have the capacity to hold multiple emotions at once. Today's discussion will center around joy, happiness, and laughter. Are happiness and joy different? Professionals say yes. Researchers at Harvard Medical School assert that happiness technically refers to the pleasurable feelings that result from a situation, an experience, or objects, whereas joy is a state of mind that can be found even in times of grief or uncertainty. I know many people who also define joy through the lens of a religious or spiritual perspective. Winning money from a scratch-off card may give us short-term happiness, while spending time engaging in meaningful activities may result in longer-lasting joy. It is absolutely possible to experience joy and feel unhappy simultaneously. Joy is a deeper, more enduring emotion that comes from within, while happiness is often tied to external circumstances. Joy can stem from a sense of purpose, meaning, and relationships, even in the face of difficult emotions. So how does one cultivate joy? Well, there is no shortage of ideas available on the internet. So for the sake of brevity, I'll share these 4 from the Center for Brain Health at the University of Texas at Dallas. Number 1, nurture self-awareness. Take time to connect with your feelings and your sense of purpose through practices that encourage you to reflect on your feelings and express them in healthy ways. I like to use the feelings wheel, which was created by Gloria Willcox. It's a visual tool that organizes emotions, typically starting with basic emotions and branching out to more specific or nuanced feelings. This wheel includes 72 feelings that are organized into 6 key areas. Download the feelings wheel at https://feelingswheel.com. That's FEELINGSWHEEL.com. I'll try to add the link to it in the description box of this podcast. Number 2, practice self-care. Pay attention to your vital needs like healthy diet, sleep schedule, work-life balance, technology use, and relationships. Evaluate what you're doing and make adjustments as needed so that you are maximizing self-care. Number 3, be present. Practice habits that encourage you to make mindfulness a habit through experiences that grow your feelings of connection to your personal values, community, and life's purpose. Mindfulness refers to the state of being conscious or aware of something. A couple things to try. Focus on your breathing and take deep breaths, and try to avoid multitasking. I like to recite an affirmation like, I am focused only on this moment. Try a few things and see how they work for you. And number 4, make gratitude a habit. Make time to reframe disappointment and negative thinking, and instead focus on feeling thankful for the silver linings, a practice shown to boost feelings of well-being. Gratitude-focused interventions are derived from theory and research on gratitude, which is the emotional experience of noticing and appreciating the positive aspects of everyday life. This habit may be difficult when it feels like your life isn't going well. And I think now is a good time to talk about toxic positivity, which refers to the mindset that demands relentless positivity disregarding any negative emotions or experiences. Toxic positivity promotes this idea that one must always be happy, optimistic, and cheerful. It dismisses or invalidates genuine feelings of sadness, anger, or frustration. While positivity can be beneficial, toxic positivity becomes harmful when it denies the complexity of human emotions and forces individuals to suppress their genuine feelings. We want to avoid falling into the trap of toxic positivity. On the other hand, gratitude involves acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of life without dismissing or ignoring the negative ones. It's about cultivating a mindset that recognizes and expresses appreciation for the blessings, big or small, that we encounter daily. So always listen to what you need. Listen to your body. Listen to spiritual guidance. Listen to that inner voice. Science gives us the results of numerous studies, but ultimately you are the expert in what works for you. So those are just some techniques that we can use to cultivate joy independent of our circumstances. What about laughter? Why is that important? Simply stated, laughter is considered a manifestation of merriment or happiness. A 2016 article in the American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine, authored by Dexter Louie and others, states that laughter is a normal and natural physiologic response to certain stimuli. This word stimuli bears qualifying, so let's put a pin here. I know people who laugh when they are nervous or when they feel embarrassed. Other laughter is rooted in mean-spiritedness, like mocking, manipulating someone, or even celebrating someone else's suffering. This conversation focuses on spontaneous laughter, which is genuine, unforced laughter that is associated with a positive mood. Current research indicates that laughter has quantifiable positive physiologic benefits. In a 2024 Psychology Today article, Why Laughter is Such Good Medicine, authors share findings that spontaneous laughter leads to health benefits. One of the most important benefits is related to cortisol. Cortisol is the body's stress hormone. It is produced by the adrenal glands and is responsible for maintaining blood pressure, supporting immune function, boosting metabolism, and helping you stay awake. When you are under stress, your body produces more cortisol. Therefore, it is a good measure of stress levels. Too much cortisol can lead to weight gain, digestive problems, muscle weakness, depression, and anxiety. Researchers found that cortisol levels fell by almost 32% for people who participated in laughter interventions. Even a single laughter session led to a 36.7% reduction in cortisol. It didn't matter how long participants laughed. Any laughter led to reductions in cortisol. I can definitely relate. I remember one night leading up to my brother's funeral, I went with a cousin of mine to another relative's home. People were there, were watching TV and just chit-chatting. And a new show was on, an animated comedy called The PJs. It was about a man named Thurgood who lived in the projects and worked as a superintendent there. The main characters were voiced by Eddie Murphy and Loretta Devine. And the show was a satirical view of life in an urban public housing project. The portion of the show that I saw was so off the wall and silly. I laughed so much and I felt better in that moment. I was still carrying grief and heaviness, but I had some much needed relief. It is okay to laugh while in the midst of grief. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. The theme for 2025 is Turn Awareness into Action. This theme emphasizes taking tangible steps to improve mental health, both personally and in the community. We can use our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors as indicators of our mental well-being. For more information, visit the National Institute of Mental Health. I hope that laughter finds you on the days that you need it most. Before we close, I want to have a moment of silence for anyone who is mourning the recent death of a loved one to homicide, anyone observing the anniversary of a loved one's death, or navigating holidays and or the birthday of a departed loved one. May you find peace. May you find compassion. Thanks for listening. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the podcast on your favorite streaming service and share with your friends. Until next time.